Module 1, Part 1 of the Understanding and Supporting Adult Learners training. In this section, we will be going through an overview of adult learners and discussing some trends and traits in the adult learner population. Within this section, we are going to discuss national, regional, statewide, and university trends for adult learners, sift through some of the general traits of adult learner in higher education, uncover the many barriers to success our adult learners often experience, and begin thinking about the ways in which we can better support our adult learner population in the future. An adult learner, for the purposes of this training, will be defined as learners ages 25 and older. Adult learners are generally returning to school, after military service, after working, or after starting a family, and seeking education that will continue to enhance their personal and professional lives. In this section, we will be discussing the trends we are seeing in adult learner populations. Nationally, regionally, and at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, we are seeing an increase in the number of adult learners in higher education, and can understand the importance of learning how to best access, engage, and educate them while they are with us. According to the 2008 National Adult Student Priorities Report, Noah Lovett states that the adult students 25 years of age or older make up nearly 50% of the U.S. college enrollments. 30% of these students are enrolled full-time, and 70% are seeking degrees. That number has either remained or has continued to increase as time has passed. In a post-pandemic world, we are seeing the increase in number of adult learners returning to higher education to attain new skills, to shift careers, or for personal fulfillment in record numbers. According to the National Center for Education Statistics in 2020, adult learners represent 40% of higher education student population. In 2019, students 25 or older made up 13% of the overall university system in North Carolina and over 39% of the community college system. Between 2019 and 2021 at UNCC, the number of undergraduate learners has remained around 13% pre- and post-pandemic, with the graduate school around 70 to 75%. So who are they? These students are baby boomers, veterans, parents, career changers, career enhancers, and so many more. They bring with them prior experiences, though some may have had no experience in higher education at all. The Lumina Foundation reports that about 38% are older than 25, more than 25% are raising children, and 58% of our adult learners are working while enrolled in college. Adult learners experience a wide range of barriers to attending higher education institutions, including juggling conflicting priorities such as family, jobs, finances, and overall busy schedules. Adult learners in higher education are just as diverse as adults themselves are, and their barriers and motivating factors can also vary greatly. However, generally speaking, there are key traits and learning techniques that can be employed to best assist adult learners. By understanding adult learners at a deeper level and acknowledging their differences as compared to our traditional age students, we can begin to cater learning to best suit their needs and to increase their levels of interaction and attachment to new content within the classroom. Traits of an adult learner. We will now discuss the generally accepted traits of an adult learner. These include being self-directed, practical, less open-minded, slower pace, deeper depth, using experience as a resource, self-motivated, multi-level responsibilities, and high expectations. Self-direction. Adult learners take responsibility and ownership for their learning. They like to play an active role in the creation, implementation, and evaluation of that learning. They appreciate self-assessments, multiple options, subtle support from instructors, and are more of a facilitator than a teacher in their learning. Practical. Adult learners are not usually fans of theoretical knowledge, but rather the practical application of the theory to meet their personal and professional needs. They generally seek out new knowledge that will improve their skills, increase their productivity, or boost their self-confidence. Adult learners are also less open-minded. Adults rely heavily on their experience and prior knowledge. This can make it challenging for some adults to be open to new concepts and to make them more averse to change. Adults are more likely to consider new knowledge, particularly that is challenging to what they previously thought or understood, when they can identify the why behind the change and when they are given the opportunity to explore the new learning themselves. Slower pace, deeper depth. We all learn slower with age, but adults tend to have a deeper depth to the things they do learn than that of their younger learning counterparts. Adults seek to learn more about a subject in order to further develop mastery and can be motivated by instructors in this way. Experience as resource. Adults have lived lives, and as such, they have developed experiences and knowledge that they rely heavily on to validate new concepts against prior learning. Adults learn best when they can share their experiences with others and use those experiences to inform new knowledge. Self-motivated. Adults usually learn on a voluntary basis because they want to. Adults learn for increased self-confidence, for personal curiosity, and to get better at something, or for professional or personal growth. Adult learners are generally more intrinsically motivated. Multi-level responsibilities. Adult learners are having to juggle family, friends, work, as well as school. It is challenging for some adult learners to find the time to study and to learn on their own amid all of their other competing priorities. Adults prefer learning that is flexible, so they are able to access and learn on their own time. And lastly, high expectations. Adult learners want to learn things that they will be immediately useful to them in their personal and professional lives. They seek out immediate results that will both meet their individual needs and also address their personal learning challenges given a topic. We have discussed some of the general traits and barriers for adult learners, but what motivates them? Adult learners are motivated most when they are engaged in useful and relevant learning experiences that they can immediately apply to their lives, when they're able to build on a sense of community for their learning, when learning accommodates for their busy schedule and provides the flexibility that they need to be successful, and when their learning is contextualized and the connections to real-world applicability are made clear. We will discuss how to continue to motivate adult learners in later modules, but we will continue to see the themes of relevancy, community, flexibility, and applicability come up often throughout this training. In summary, adult learners make up a significant portion of your student body in higher education. In a post-pandemic world, these numbers are only projected to continue to increase. With this growing population of learners, we must not only be mindful of the general characteristics that we can come to expect of this population, including the common barriers to learner success. In later modules, we will discuss strategies, theories, and frameworks that best access the motivating factors that we know are beneficial for adult learners, while always keeping in mind the differences and benefits of having this student population on campus.